Honestly, one of your cheat codes you posted triggered me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because it's something I don't do.
Okay. You're 206% more likely to be a millionaire if you make your bed every day.
These super ultra successful people that you're around, they don't drink. The only messaging that works on teens effectively implementing car safety is if they say, what if you don't die, you survive, and your face is disfigured and you're ugly forever.
What's the point of working for yourself if you're just going to give yourself corporate hours?
If you want to be a massive influencer, you can spend 5 hours a week creating content. That's a bare minimum.
When you're saying that, I'm like, my body is like, no, but I don't want to. But you're not wrong.
What I do is I create containers where other people are relying on me, so I have no choice but to show up and work.
Oh, so you just like pressure yourself into it. When people ask what you do, if you're saying your day job and it's not what your soul is meant to do, you don't believe it.
Welcome to Slay the Gatekeeper. I'm your host, Courtney Johnson, and I am here to un-gatekeep the gatekept. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy.
Welcome, Whitney.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and welcome to LA.
Oh, thank you. Guys, we're in LA. So exciting. I feel so like every time I come to LA, I just feel so Hollywood.
Do you?
So official.
Oh my God, I love that.
Like expansive.
Oh,
you know?
good. I love that.
Yeah. It's a fun energy.
It is. I think I'm kind of just used to it now. So
yeah.
It's like nice hearing. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess there is kind of a different energy to it.
every time I come to LA, I'm like, this is like a big city.
Oh.
Like Austin is tiny.
Yeah.
It's like less than 1 million people. It's
is it
like,
really?
Yeah, the whole thing is like, I don't know, a few square miles. Like it's tiny.
I love Austin.
Me too.
I really do. And see, for me, I think LA feels small because I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
And I kind of came here against my will, so I'm like a little like, like.
Why'd you come here against your will?
Oh, I came here for a man.
Yeah. I moved to Austin for a man. Yeah.
But you like it.
Yeah. I mean, I moved to like that's how I got to Austin, and then we like broke up like a week
so
later.
You're not with that man. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, same. But I accidentally got knocked up. You know the
yeah.
So now I'm
it
stuck
happens.
there.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. But the weather here is amazing.
It is.
Weather's amazing, and I actually really like the people. It's just the city itself that I'm kind of like, eh.
I feel about the city itself too, because it's like it reminds me of like Dallas. How it's like so spread out.
Yes, and we're both from Dallas, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives Dallas vibes in that way, but yeah, I know some amazing people here.
Yeah, incredible people.
I've been stacking the schedule with like coffee dates.
Oh, I love that.
It's been so fun.
No, there's a lot of amazing people here.
Well, Whitney, I'm so excited that you're back for round 2.
Too.
And I don't know, I feel like in the last few months since you've been on the pod, you got some gnosis in you.
When I feel like it was like almost a year ago.
I think
when we did this.
Was it during South by Southwest?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Probably.
I just remember because I looked at the clips recently. I was like, ooh, those clips were going to be good. But my hair was red. And so I'm like, oh, it looks a lot older than it is. I'm a blondie now, if anyone's just listening. But yeah, but that was a year ago.
The way I will like repurpose old clips to myself and people would be like, did you dye your hair? Did you cut your hair?
I should do that.
Yeah.
I should do that.
It
That's
is
something
kind of hard.
I really admire about you is I think you're really good at, I guess, repurposing, but that seems reductive of what you do. But I think you're something that I'm struggling with in my content is I have such a large body of work, but I also constantly feel the need to make more. And my team's like, babe, you got like hundreds of hours of shit. Like just go back and pull some of it. And I'm like, no, more.
Yeah, you get like take like 2 weeks off. It makes you horny for content creation.
Really?
Yeah, like if you just stop creating content, you're only allowed to repurpose for a week or 2. You're gonna be so on fire to create new content. It's like such a good way to get over burnout.
Okay, that's the best tip I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Just try it.
You just changed my whole life.
Yeah. I'm glad.
And you do it across multiple platforms as well.
Yeah, I just don't really give a fuck. I'm like already like we listen to the same song over and over.
Yeah.
Like why not? I watch the same movies over and over.
And I also am gonna say I don't know that you repurpose because I feel like it's on repeat. It's because you say that you do.
Yeah.
So it's not like
and my hair will be totally different or like all
Or every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I remember this one. But I still listen to the whole thing. So it's a good reminder.
It's because behavior change, like as content creators, our goal is to input or inflict behavior change on our audience. Like if you're a fitness creator, let's say you help people, I don't know, work out more. how many times do you have to say work out more before people actually do it? Like, how many times in your life have you heard like eat more green vegetables, and do you actually do it? Like, no, exactly. So how many times is it going to take? Like tens of thousands. So it's the same with their audience. Like, they need repetition.
Yeah.
And so much repetition to actually implement behavior change. And if you're telling them something, like you're giving them some sort of stretch to like be more seen, they're going to have to hear that 45 different times
100%.
in different ways from different people before they actually implement the behavior change.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that's specific just to like educational creators?
Probably. Actually, I don't know, because sometimes I have to hear the same like makeup tip like 40 times.
That's true.
Before I implement it, or the same like wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good one. And then, okay, last question. I'm like interviewing you now. But do you identify as a content creator? Is that like kind of the moniker that you would, if someone says, hey, what do you do for work? What do you say?
I don't know. I change it all the time.
Okay. Yeah, same.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm a speaker and an author and a content creator.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I'm a coach.
Right.
What do you say?
It depends on who asks and whether or not I want to talk to them. Because if I'm at a dinner and it's a networking, I say, oh, I'm a celebrity coach. Ooh, what's that? Like, there's always so many questions. But if I'm like in a cab and someone's like, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, I make content, is usually kind of like the one that they won't ask questions about. But I've also thought about lying. I'm like, maybe if I just said like accountant, they would have no follow-up questions to that. So I think it's like, it comes down to marketing. Know your audience. Do you know what I mean? And know what you're wanting. But I think that content creator it's almost a moniker that I've like had a hard time accepting, which is interesting.
Yeah, it does have like it's like influencer. Like I'm not going to tell people I'm an influencer.
But you influence me.
I do. I am an influencer. That literally is my job. I post on social media, but it is
and like your way of thinking influences like public opinion.
Totally.
100%.
And the word influencer, in certain circles, you don't want to say it because you don't want to be seen as like, I don't know, maybe this is my own
No,
shit.
I feel the same way.
But like, I don't know, I was at like a surgery conference last week. I'm not gonna be like, I'm an influencer.
Why were you there?
My partner's a surgeon and is like a speaker around surgery, so I was supporting him. But
I love that.
yeah, I'm just like, I'm here to assist him on his content.
You are also someone who like, and I feel like this is very common of celebrities. So you're among in the right place. But is that like at any point, if I asked you about your day, about whatever, like you have such a long like backlog and so many stories of your life of like if I'm actually like I would assume with your book you have so many different angles you could have taken, or if someone was to be like, what's Courtney's life story, like I don't know, I just think you live a very full life and always have interesting stories.
I got some lore.
Yeah, you have a lot of lore.
I got some lore. The book isn't about my story. It's like it's called Career Cheat Codes. Actually, it does have some of my stories woven in, but it's mainly like my client stories.
Okay.
One day I'll have a memoir though. Something I really admire about Caroline Calloway, our problematic queen, is she lived her life. I mean, she's still alive, but she
Thank God.
she lived so many experiences being like, this is going in my memoir.
I do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Like sometimes I'm like, that's a crazy thing for me to do, but it'd be really good for my memoir
100%.
One day.
I'm finishing out my book right now, and it's actually a blend of memoir. It's my coaching told through my life stories, and so it's a little bit more memoir. I'm actually meeting with my editor. I think we need to maybe pull some of it out because it's a little too memoir heavy. But yeah, there have been 100% times. There was this one time I was like, do I take this trip or do I like, I don't know, whatever. And I was like, well, let's do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot. Like literally do it for the plot. But I'm like, no, actually I'm integrating this into my
100%.
fucking plot.
Yep.
It's all storytelling.
It's all
I love it.
storytelling. Yeah.
Okay, so you got some cheat codes. You got the codes. And honestly, one of your cheat codes you posted on social media recently triggered me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, because it's something I don't do.
Okay.
And other people around me keep telling me to do. And again, the repetition, I've heard it enough times where finally when you posted it, I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing that.
You're doing it. Okay.
And that is making your bed.
Really?
Yes. So this is a cheat code that you see and really high achieving entrepreneurs, and you do yourself.
Yeah. So the lore behind this is that I saw a post that was like, you're 206% more likely to be a millionaire if you make your bed every day. And I was in a group with millionaires. So I said, so I didn't ask them ahead of time. I just was like, I'm going to film their reactions, say, do you make your bed? Every single one of them made their bed. So me personally, I do because my mom would like, I like... Like I've done some crazy shit and she still loves me for it. If I didn't make my bed, like I don't know, that might be the line. No, but yeah. So I guess that for me was more that motivation. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this because this will make me a more successful person. But someone, when I posted about this, someone actually commented and they're like, yeah, your bed is where you rest and you dream and where your best ideas come from. Of course, I'm going to respect it.
What the fuck?
And I was like, that's a compelling reason right there. So if you can't if you're not making your bed every day, that I do think there's something to that ritual. And it's something that for me, when my life has kind of fallen apart and I've had hard, challenging things, that has been a constant for me. And I do think that it signals something to myself of like taking care of myself. And it just, once you start making your bed, it feels so much better getting into it at night than when the sheets are all like crinkly and like, I don't know, it's just a vibe.
And you probably sleep better.
You sleep better. Well, I mean, maybe, but you definitely enjoy the experience of getting into bed when it feels like there's like turn down service.
Okay, I feel like this is really important, like the meta of this, because a lot of times people will come to me being like, I want to build a personal brand. Again, let's use the example of like eating healthy.
Okay.
But there's a million content creators talking about eating healthy and how am I going to set myself apart and whatever, like, is it saturated? But literally this tip I've heard people say, make your bed thousands of times in my life, but the way that you communicated it, the way that it was through your perspective and your eyes was the thing that made me actually implement the behavior change.
And because I've created, I mean, you and I have a real relationship, but it's like mostly through the internet, right? Like that's how we like stay in touch with each other, keep up to what's going on. That's parasocial, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I think it also is when you have a real friend or, you know, if it's parasocial or whatever, it does create a paradigm shift for you. That's like, okay, well, this isn't just my mom telling me to make my bed, or this isn't just some like statistic or some like hustle grindy, like whatever, saying that I should do it.
Yeah. It's also like, your perspective. It's like the way that you see the world, and everybody has their unique way. So like maybe that video completely did not resonate with someone.
Totally.
And they totally resonated with this other way that someone communicating it. Like we can all be saying the same messages. We can all be sharing the same things. Again, eat healthy, eat more vegetables. Like 500 people can share that and it's going to click with you with one of the people and not the others because of all this like subconscious shit going on.
Yes.
Right?
100%.
Like maybe you vibe with them because like they're also a mom, or they look like you, or they sound like you, or they're really funny and you relate to humor, or maybe there's like layers that we don't even know, but like truly there really is space for everyone.
100%. And I think it kind of relieves the pressure, especially like as if you are creating educational or informative content, like I think that just goes to show that like we need a broader picture of the person and how they look at the world. And like you don't have to, like, people are always like, I need to niche down or I need to pick a lane or whatever. I'm like, no, you're the niche, like you're the lane, right? And like I feel like some of your posts that I always like, anytime you post about Cowboys, being a Cowboys cheerleader, I'm watching the whole thing. Like that's my Super Bowl, to be honest, is like hearing your experience about it. But that, like, I loved that post. Oh, this was fun. You had the post that was like why I broke up with the spiritual community.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I was obsessed with that and I was like, this is so good. And I was like, good for her for saying that, because that's a hot take, I feel.
Okay, a lot of people in my
didn't think
comments
so?
No, that's not that. A lot of people in my comments like, this is so brave. I'm like, what's brave about saying that like my friends are like saying they're manifesting money but they're broke? Like, is that brave to say?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so brave.
Yeah, well, because it's like it's in the zeitgeist to be pro spirituality.
Yeah.
But it's also taboo to be anti-religion, and sometimes those things go together. So I thought it was an amazing post and I was just like, good for her. And I just was like, that's not something that I had considered posting about, but I felt the exact same way. So I loved reading it and it resonated with me. But what's funny is that I then a couple weeks later, it's like it went around through like another community, and then I started seeing people were sharing it on their stories, people that I followed that I know that was probably their first interaction to you. Anyway, I just thought I was like, that's gold. Like, and why I'm guessing that, I don't know the metrics on that post, but I'm guessing it kind of made its rounds in a really positive way.
It's at like 4 million views right now, which is
really
crazy. Yeah, that's probably one of my top viewed posts ever.
Right. And so it's like those are those little moments, or like I've had a Botox fail, or like I made this post that was like, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but you will actually feel better if you exercise. That has nothing to do with my content, right?
Yeah.
And yet it brings in new eyeballs.
Yeah, like you cannot, I fucking hate when people are like niche down. Because if I was like, I'm not going to talk about spirituality, I'm not going to talk about this part of my life, like so many people resonate with that. And they're like, I actually want to work with you on fucking LinkedIn because I like your point of view.
Exactly.
I like your perspective. Fun fact about that post, and this is like a tip I give to all my clients, that came on a walk where I was like tempted to just like, oh, I'll put this in my notes app and I'll come back to it later.
Yep.
But I forced myself to like stop what I was doing, literally sit down on a park. I sat down in the middle, like under a tree in a park, stop my walk to just make the whole post in like 20 minutes. And really all of my viral posts are the impulsive posts that I pull to the side of the road. I stop what I'm doing and I create it. And I wonder if you see the same thing.
Yes. So that actually is before we started rolling, for anyone listening. I had told Courtney, I was like, okay, so what Courtney's describing right now is when you get into the flow state, and that's when your creativity is, you're kind of just like a channel. That's what I teach people how to tap into. And so that's how I pretty much post. And so for me, the strategy piece is I don't even really, this is what I was saying before we were recording, is that I don't even really know the strategy. I just know how to get into that flow state so that the ideas come. And that's what I teach people. So it's, but yeah, I think that that's always the best ideas, are the ones that come out of nowhere.
Love that you bring this up, because I see it as like the masculine and feminine energies of content creation, and the feminine energy is the flow state, the ideas that are coming to you, and the masculine energy is like the pre-planned, I know that this is going out on this day to promote this launch, and it's going to have this keyword, and it's like a balance to those. And I find that people go one or the other.
Yep. 1,000,000%. And it is, to me, I got to a point in my business. So I'm at 7 figures. I have 100,000 followers on my podcast, Instagram and TikTok. And it's like plateaued because I don't have the masculine systems in there. And so now I'm like building those out, but I do think but for me to do it, I just, I'm a creative at heart. So it's a struggle for me.
I don't do my strategy. I have someone else do it.
Yeah.
Thank
well,
God.
and that's the thing is I just hired people.
Yeah, exactly. Delegate that.
I do kind of think though that there's also something to be said for a lot of people want to bypass that hitting into and tapping into that because it's safer to set up a strategy and it's safer to set up but they haven't actually found their voice yet.
Yeah.
And
the voice comes from the feminine. Yeah. All right, we got another cheat code. This one is a cheat code that, again, I had heard a million times, and it wasn't until it came through just a random friend of mine that I actually implemented it. And that is, these super ultra successful people that you're around, they don't drink.
Yeah.
And I know you've been sober for a while now.
Yeah. I mean, I was raised Mormon, so I never had a lick of alcohol until I was 27, ish, and then kind of drank for 6 months and then was like, this just makes me sad and feel bad and tired. So I didn't really have the same journey that a lot of people do with it, but I think that's one of those things that people don't want to hear. But you don't realize how much of your focus is zapped, I think. And I will share, I mean, I'm Cali sober, let's be clear. So I'm pro THC, we'll say. But I actually, like, on this trip that I was on, where I all, like, most of the women I was with were also sober, just for productivity and health reasons. I was like, you know what? I think I would be happier, successful, and more fulfilled if I cut back on edibles as well. So I'm like, that's the thing that I'm like, I don't want to. That's
You sleep so good.
You sleep so good. But I'm interested to see what happens just giving it a shot for a month, because I do think that it's like you don't even kind of realize, I think, how much of it does zap until you're not.
Yeah, I think it like literally kills your brain cells or something. I don't know. But yeah, the thing that finally clicked with me is a friend of mine was like, Courtney, he's like, this is what I love about not drinking, is it gives you an advantage over other people. And the way that he contextualized that, and like, it's a competition and you'll win, ignited something. And
that was the thing for you.
That was the thing. And that's actually a horrible reason.
Are you a Leo?
I know, but I have Leo moon.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna win something. I can win. I can beat people. Like, I don't know why that's horrible. That's a motivation. But I'm like, hell yeah, I get a one up on the competition.
Well,
I don't drink.
100%. And I do think that, so interestingly, I was at Cannes Film Festival, and it's interesting. This sounds kind of fucked up, but different status of people, different echelons of people. And I think Hollywood is kind of notorious for being like the party, whatever. And the people who are actually like the change makers and the deal makers are still striking deals at 11 p.m. The people who are not are the people that you hear the crazy stories about that are doing coke or what. Like, I don't know. But I think that to your point, it's if you want to grow, increase in status, that's part of it.
Yeah. It does give you an advantage.
Very, very competitive advantage.
It does.
It does make things kind of boring. I mean, I was always because I was sober for so long, when people were having a party phase, it's not always fun being around people who drink, but I guess, again, the more that I've grown, the less that's really a thing.
Yeah, also it like stops being cute.
It's not cute.
Like it's like,
really not.
It's not. It's like fun, crazy when you're in your early 20s, blah. And then you're like in your 30s and you're like, okay, this stops. This isn't cool anymore.
It's not cool.
It's not a good look.
It's really not. It's not.
Fun fact about incentives, do you know, like, in order to keep teens from not drunk driving and like wearing their seatbelt, basically like car safety, they've done a ton of studies that it doesn't, like, messaging doesn't work on teens if they're like, you're gonna die. The only messaging that works on teens effectively implementing car safety is if they say, what if you don't die, you survive, and your face is disfigured and you're ugly forever. That's when teens actually implement car safety.
I mean,
and that's how I stopped vaping.
Really? You were like, this is going to change.
I'm like, it's going to make me uglier.
Is that true, or someone?
No, I think it like causes wrinkles. I don't know. I like vaped like in my early 20s, and to get off of it, I was like, it's going to make me uglier.
Right. I mean, that's why I wear sunscreen.
Exactly. So maybe you could say the same with like alcohol. It definitely isn't making you prettier.
Oh no, for sure. And I do think as I am advancing in my 30s, I do think that my skin benefits. Like I'm 33 and I'm like, I don't know, kind of look, and my mom looks so young. She's 75, looks like she's like 52.
Wow.
And I think it's because she's never had alcohol.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, them Mormons are healthy.
They're healthy.
They're healthy.
Yeah. In some ways.
In some ways.
Not mentally, but
Not mentally. I love the Mormons. I actually I went on a podcast. It was my first comedy podcast ever, and I'm not even a comedian, and I talked about getting soaked by a Mormon. Did we talk about this?
No.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I was soaked by a Mormon. I didn't know about soaking. But then I was soaked by a Mormon, and after, like, I got to be an adult and I learned about soaking. Like, oh my God, I was soaked that
You're
one
like, that's what was happening.
That's what I thought. It was like a weird kink of like, not thrusting or whatever.
Good
I'm
for
like,
you.
okay.
I've never experienced it. So it was maybe more Mormon than me.
It was really,
even though I was like baptized.
It was really special.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is,
He was hot, so it's fine. Okay. Next cheat code. This is one also that I think triggers a lot of people. I love this cheat code because I do it, but working nights and weekends.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a building phase. Like, to be a super successful entrepreneur, you don't necessarily have to work nights and weekends forever, but there are phases, there are stages, there are months or even years of like, I'm going in on this.
Well, I think part of it is also that when you're working for yourself, you're making up your own rules, and you realize that sometimes you actually want to work nights and weekends, and you do it because it's fun. And because, like, I love driving around the city. I love getting my errands done on a weekday when nobody else is doing that. And so I would rather work a little bit every day than, like I'm like, what's the point of working for yourself if you're just going to give yourself corporate hours?
Yeah.
You know? So I actually do think it's like, I think in my dream life, I'll probably always be working a little bit. But I also do something that I love that lights me up and is creatively fulfilling and mentally stimulating. So I think that's also a big part of it, because I can't imagine working for myself and working nights and weekends. That sounds bad, but I can't imagine working for someone else in general. So
yeah, I like feel it in my body. It's so constricting. Don't like that.
Yeah, I tried it once. It wasn't for me.
Tried it a few times. Whew, not good.
Yeah.
Anyways, the flexibility. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's only you, but you also love it. Like you're writing a book. Writing a book. Like you gotta take time out. You gotta go above it. Not everyone can write a fucking book in the same way. Not everyone can run a marathon. Like there are sacrifices that you make. It is whatever. Running a marathon, waking up early and running fucking 10 miles a day. It's like the same. If you want to get your thing over the line, there's no way around it. But also, if you love fucking writing, what else? You're going to be scrolling on TikTok during that time?
100%. And I think also probably because I work with a lot of artists and creatives that are kind of maybe more in that feminine energy, they thrive in that creativity. Sometimes they do also lack discipline. Not everyone. And I do think a lot of the time I get people, because I help them get into a creative flow. I help them enjoy making content. I help them come up with the ideas that they need to be creating. But sometimes I think that people who maybe haven't spent enough time in sports will say.
I say this all the time. Oh my God. Anytime people are being like little babies, I'm like, did you play sports? And if they say no, I'm like, I clocked it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like if you're in sport, you're just used to someone yelling at you and giving you feedback and showing up to practice every day and it being hard. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I went through that because it makes everything else easier.
Yeah. Well, and I didn't do sports, but I was a competitive. I mean, I did, but not at the level that gave me discipline. But singing was actually what gave me discipline, and I competed. I was not to brag, but I was ranked number 2 in the state of Texas
Oh my
for my singing. But that was where I learned discipline because it was the same things every day, and I really just wanted to win. To your point, to be competitive. But a lot of people will ask, they'll come to me wanting a cheat code to make it not be hard.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah,
babe, I hate to tell you this, it is hard. You have to earn the right to inspire people.
Yeah.
If it was easy to be famous, then everyone would do it. It's the coolest fucking job in the whole world. Like, of course, working for yourself, that's the coolest thing ever. And it's everyone, in theory, obviously that's an overstatement, has access to doing that. And so it really does become like you're the only one blocking yourself from doing it. And it does come in these little moments of, am I going to lay on the couch and watch the game tonight? Or am I going to sit my ass in a coffee shop, knock some stuff out, and check the game on the side?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, discipline is really fucking important. This is my best discipline cheat code.
Yeah.
What I do is I create containers where other people are relying on me, so I have no choice but to show up and work.
Oh, so you just like pressure yourself into it.
Yes. Like every single Monday, I have a small group of women that pay me $100 a month for accountability to work on their finances. And this is the time I work on my finances. If I don't show up to my finances every single Monday for an hour, I'm literally scamming these women. So I have to show up. My content club, every single morning at 8 a.m., I create content for an hour because people are paying me to be there. And if I don't show up, I'm scamming them. I force myself.
Yeah, you
be disciplined.
really do. That's actually good to realize because I have noticed that about you. I'm like, damn, she does this every day.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's because I'm going to create content anyways. I might as well get paid for it and help others and be accountable to it.
Are you as productive on that? Because I don't think I am as productive when I'm also holding space for other people.
Yes, I would say I'm as productive just because I'm not going to do it.
Oh, so it's like zero or...
Well, not zero. I will do stuff on my own. It's just like...
But not as consistently.
Not as consistently, and I'm not getting into flow state immediately. Like, it's like Content Club is such a ritual that there's a 5-minute intro, and that 5-minute gets me into flow state. And I know I have 55 minutes of flow, like without having to get in the energy. It happens.
And you do it every single day.
Every weekday.
Every week.
Yeah. I have other facilitators that help out, like when I'm traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's every day. And I encourage everyone else to come too, because I'm like, if you really desire to be massive, 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 you can post 5 times a week. You can spend if you want to be a massive influencer, you can spend 5 hours a week creating content. Like, that's a bare minimum.
When you're saying that, I'm like, my body is like, no, but I don't want to. But you're not wrong.
There's other ways. Like my partner Lucas is a great example. He has an amazing personal brand, super well monetized, super well known in his industry, and he doesn't touch social media. He has a great process where he goes on, has conversation, that goes to the editor goes to social. Like, he never sits down and edits content, but it still is a flow that works. So if you're feeling, you don't have to do it that way.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's like, it's always, obviously it's literally an art, right? There's no one way to do it, but I think it is, for me, like finding, okay, where do I get into flow? Where do I create a system? Where do I, whatever. For me at work, what's been effective and what we're leaning into more is consistency, but not on a daily schedule. I think part of that is I have shared custody of my son, and so my schedule just looks wildly different day to day, my energy levels, but also like my hormone cycle. Like, so I think, yeah, for me, it's like I'm still figuring out what is that system that I can, I mean, I'm obviously consistent enough to have built what I have, but there's places I can lock in for sure.
You can also batch too. Like, I batch my podcast. I mean, I'm not doing that today, but I've been like 8 podcasts in a day.
8 in a day?
Yeah.
That's impressive. You have a lot of energy.
Oh, thank you. I think I do have a lot of energy.
Do you have, are you like locked in with exercise? Is that part of it?
Not really. I mean, kind of. I mean, I work out. I have a trainer.
So yes.
I'm not as consistent as I would like to be. I mean, I do my 10,000 steps a day 60% of the time. And I finish my trainer's workout 70% of the time, and it's not that intense. So I could be more locked in.
You're pretty locked in though. I think I mean, there's always room to improve, but I think you're
improve. I think I just have a lot of energy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm an energetic gal, you know?
You are. Yeah. I respect it.
I drink a lot of matcha.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you like matcha?
No, I think it tastes like dirt.
Okay, it tastes like dirt if it's the wrong type of matcha. You got to get a cunty matcha.
Okay.
It's very rare.
Where do you find cunty matcha?
Hey, it's a hunt. It's a hunt. Out of every 10 coffee shops, one is going to be good.
One's going to be cunty.
One's going to be cunty. It's like really hard to find.
Okay.
Honestly, here, cha-cha matcha's good. Still dirt.
I'm just like, but why if I have coffee? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I need that boost. My energy levels are pretty low usually. So yeah.
Yeah. I do like coffee too.
I love a latte. Like, oh my God, like an iced latte in the morning. Like little like like
A little,
yes.
Okay. This is my favorite cheat code of all time that I've ever said on this podcast ever.
Wow.
And it's from one of your Instagram reels.
Okay.
Creating content is the best way to manifest.
100%.
Tell me more.
All right. So we think about also the proof of this, actors. Actors are like, the reason that there are movie stars is because they're the best manifestors. Now, what do actors do? They think thoughts, they feel feelings, they show up on camera, they become. They're also, to be clear, because I coach them, that's what they're doing in their real lives too. They're showing up, they're embodying a new person, and then they're becoming that person, right? So manifesting, that's all it is. You're thinking thoughts and you're believing them. You're like feeling, I think sometimes in the spiritual community, it gets a little bit like, it's high vibe and it's whatever. No, it's not. Like, I manifested the most things during my divorce when I was just like gutted every day.
You can manifest so much from anger. I love anger.
Yeah.
And grief and sadness.
And sadness.
Yeah.
And but it's alignment, right? It's alignment with believing that you can have the thing that you want. But yeah, I think that with content, I think part of the reason that I was able to manifest so much during my divorce was because content was the way for me to put my own shit down, put my life down, and be like, who do I want to be? Show up as that person. And it collapses timelines. Like even before I was building my brand, I used content to manifest a role on television. And I showed up authentically and I was like, hey, my goal is to book a role on television, but my agent just dropped me. If you don't know, you can't audition for television without an agent. That is like the most gatekeepy like industry. And yet nevertheless I did, because I showed up every day as that person. And I think that creating content forces you to commit to practice being that person, even for the 3 minutes that you're actually recording. That's more like, how many people actually spend 3 minutes a day acting like the person that they want to become?
Yeah.
Like actually embodying it, like like all of your thoughts, all of your feelings, like actually stepping into that. It's character work, right? And that's what like I love teaching people, is because it's the same principles as acting, creating content, but you can become whoever the fuck you want by creating content.
Yeah. Also, it's just so many more at bats.
Yes.
Like if I post 100 times this year and, every post 1,000 people see it, it's 100,000. I'm gonna do that math, right? That's 100,000 opportunities.
I'm not joking.
Guys, the way I literally was Googling like elementary math tutors last week, I'm gonna go to Kumon. I'm not kidding. Like it's causing problems in my life. Anyways, I have 100,000 opportunities and you have none. Like I have 100,000 more opportunities than you. And that's conservative because in those, even if 1,000 people see your post, they might send it to someone else, that then more people see it, and maybe people don't see it, but they feel something in the energy. Like,
and I also think that all of those people are then co-creating with you.
whoa.
Yeah, because they are seeing you as that person.
Yeah.
And so when you have, and I love, people are turning to social media instead of to long form content, but they want the same thing. They want a journey, they want a hero, they want a character, they want stories, they want a hero's arc, and they buy into that. And that's why I think we need to be careful about the kind of art that we're making and what we're putting into the world, because we're then collectively co-creating it. But if there's something that you want, like get other people on board with that, sell them on your vision.
Yeah.
And then that's like, then they're going to say yes. I've had producers reach out to me. I ended up booking this role because of that, because to your point, then your network is 100,000 people or however many we decided.
Yeah. 100 times 1,000 equals 100,000.
We got there.
Woo!
We got there.
Okay, wait, this is interesting. You're saying being intentional about the art we're creating because that's like reflecting back to us. I've never heard this idea. Tell me.
I mean, if we think about everything at the subatomic level is just energy, right? That's the same thing. Our thoughts and our feelings can also be quantified as energy fields, right? It's the same as you can measure microwave, you can measure thoughts and energy frequencies. That's what it takes to create something. And so and the way that we do that, if you're familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, it's through heart and brain coherence. You're thinking thoughts and feeling feelings that are coherent with each other, meaning they're aligned. That does not mean high vibe. That means that they are aligned. You can have sad thoughts and sad feelings, and that will create something actually measurable in the universe, right? That's what, I teach people how to tap into what I call celebrity energy, which is that magnetism that's created by the thoughts and feelings that you're thinking and feeling. That's how we create anything. And when you are creating, you're extending your energy field. You're actually literally creating. It's not just like, oh, like I'm a creator, whatever. It's like it's actually creating something that can be measured. And then you have other people witnessing it. And with art, especially, that's why art is so freaking powerful, is because it's like brainwashing, right?
Whoa.
You get your thoughts and your feelings in line. When you go see a scary movie, it's like, or let's use a sad movie. How many people avoid feeling their feelings? So many, right? You like because it hurts. Our brain doesn't understand the difference between physical and emotional pain, real or perceived, real or imagined. And so and this is why we need art, is because we don't feel things in our real lives. We spend so much time and energy avoiding feeling our feelings. And yet you could go to a movie, watch a sad movie, and if it doesn't like trigger you so much to leave, you'll cry through the movie and it's not a problem. You just actually process those emotions. But for that 90 minutes of the movie, you're thinking those thoughts and you're feeling those feelings. And I think it's helpful and necessary for us to be able to feel those. But I also just think, I work with so many artists, so many creators. We're building the world that our future generations are going to have, if we make it that far, right? And that's why I just think it's with great power comes great responsibility. I think that there is a responsibility on creators, whether that's in content, in art, in entrepreneurship, whatever, that what you're putting out, you're amplifying it, right? And I think that's why for me, I was very intentional about, I don't want to take people on the journey of my divorce because that's just amplified in the world. And yes, people will feel seen in it, but it also is creating more of that for myself and for others.
Well, your divorce is integrated into your own personal experience in yourself that's then put out. So even though you're not talking about the topic specifically, the alchemized energy of it is coming through your art.
Right. And because though I, was authentic to the experience I was having, right? I know I kind of made this seem like I was like, oh, I'm just not going to talk about it, put it on a wall or whatever. But really the work is meeting yourself where you're at, processing those feelings on your own, and then showing up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is so fucking powerful. I also think there's a responsibility for creators to fucking create. Like, if you are in your car doing fake stand-up, it is your fucking responsibility to create. If you are, I don't know, like in your shower singing, it is your fucking responsibility to sing. Like, these things are not random. It's not random that you're doodling at the 9 to 5 you hate. Like, these things are on your heart for a reason. And I do believe that if you're not going into that, exploring the art that you're meant to create, that's fucking selfish.
Yes. And I'm such a believer that your desires are your dharma.
Yeah.
And, you know, I help people who are meant to be famous. I really do believe that if you have the desire for fame, whatever scale that is, maybe you just know that you're supposed to be speaking, or you know that you're supposed to have a following, whatever size that is of fame, I truly believe it's because you have a soul contract with thousands of people, with millions of people, and that the desire of your level of fame is equal to the number of people that you have a soul contract with actually making an impact in their lives.
Damn. I think that brings us right to our final cheat code, which is being famous, being seen, is deciding that you're worthy before the world agrees.
Yeah. And it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's cringe. It's to feel like, to even admit that you want to take up space, right? When there's so much, especially right now, the zeitgeist is all about narcissism and, you know, whatever. But you have to be able to see that vision, and then you are creating. Like, we are all, whether or not people identify as I'm a creative or I'm a strategist or whatever, you are the creator of your life. Like, that is point blank, no matter what you're creating in that life. We only, as far as we know for sure, we only get one life, and it's your duty to create it. And if you have that desire, you have to go for it before anyone else sees it. And I think so many people are waiting for the world to say, yeah, I see that in you. I choose, like, and we want to feel chosen. We want to feel like there's something outside of us giving us the green light. And really, you have to green light yourself and green light your own fame and your own success.
Yeah, I'll leave our audience with one example that I see a lot. I'm sure you see it in your work, is you have to believe it, obviously, before it actually manifests. And one of the biggest blocks that I see is when people use the fucking A word, aspiring. I'm an aspiring actor. I'm an aspiring speaker. I'm an aspiring whatever. Yeah. That is the biggest sign that I think I know that you think you're unworthy.
Yes. Also, when people ask what you do, if you're saying your day job and it's not what your soul is meant to do, you don't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple as that.
Nobody wants to book an aspiring actor. Nobody wants to book an aspiring speaker. Nobody wants to give a book deal to an aspiring author. I've been saying I'm an author for like 10 fucking years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm an author. I write emails.
Well, and I think acting is actually, yeah, exactly. I think acting is actually one of the best like correlations to that, because ultimately an actor's job is to believe that they are that character, right? Yeah. They say you don't go into an audition trying to get the job, you act like you have the job. And that means being so committed that you are that person. It's literally just about commitment. Like the best models in the world, the best musician, like art is very clearly delineated between how seriously you take yourself. And I think that all creative endeavors are that way, but if you're not willing to take yourself seriously, like how can you expect anyone else? Like imagine an actor walking into an audition asking the casting director, do you believe me? It's like, babe, your job is to sell them. They're never going to believe you if you don't believe you. Yeah, but it's scary. It's vulnerable.
It's so vulnerable. Well, vulnerable part 3 of the pod. We'll talk about vulnerability next time. Well, that's my stretch right now. Whew. Anyways, Whitney, where can people find you? Where can they work with you?
I am at all over the internet. I'm Whitney Uland, at Whitney Uland. My website is How to Be Famous. My podcast is How to Be Famous with Whitney Uland. So.
Amazing. And if you haven't already, go back and watch the first episode we did together. I'll put it in the show notes, and I'll also put all your stuff in there.
Great.
They can work with you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you.
Yay!